Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knows its owner, the donkey its master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not consider. Alas, sinful nation, filled with iniquity, a brood of evildoers, children who are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked to anger the Holy One of Israel. They have turned away backward. Why should you be stricken again? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faints. From the soul of the there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed or bound up or soothed with ointment. Your country is desolate, cities is far with ointment. Your country is desolate, cities is far. Strangers devour your land in their presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. So the daughter of as a what in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city, unless the Lord of hosts had left to us a very small remnant, like Sodom, we would have been made like Gomorrah. Hear the word of the Lord, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the law of our God, you people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices to me? Says the Lord. I have had enough of burnt offerings of ram and the fat of fed cattle. I do not delight in the blood of bulls or rams or goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this from your hand? To trample my corpse? Bring no more futile sacrifices. Incense and abomination to me. The assemblies. I cannot endure iniquity and the sacred meeting. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hates. They are a trouble to me. I am weary of bearing them. When you spread out your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Even though you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your handful of blood. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes. Cease to do evil, learn to do good. Seek justice, rebuke the oppressor, defend the fatherless, plead for the widow. Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. Though your sins are scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be like red crimson, they shall be as wool. If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured by the sword, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. How the faithful city has become a harlot. It was full of justice, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderous. Your seal has become us, your wine mixed with water. Your princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loves bribes and follows after rewards. Do not defend the fatherless, nor does the cause of the widow come before them. Therefore the Lord says, the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will rid myself of my adversaries and take vengeance on my enemies. I will turn my hand against you and thoroughly purge away your dross and take away all your alloy. I will restore your judges as at the first, and your counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, you shall be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed with justice, and her penitents with righteousness. The transgressors, sinners, shall be together, and those who forsake the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the terebinth trees which you have deserted, and you shall be embarrassed because of the gardens which you have chosen. For you shall be as a terebinth whose leaf fades, and as a garden that has no water. The strong shall be as tinder, and the work of it as a spark. Both will burn together, and no one shall quench them. Chapter 2. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Now it shall come to pass in the latter days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be exalted on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Many people shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations, and rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come and let us walk in the light of the Lord. For you have forsaken your people, the house of Jacob, because they are filled with eastern ways. They are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they are pleased with the children of foreigners. Their land is also full of silver and gold, and there is no end to their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, and there is no end to their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. People bow down, and each man humbles himself. Therefore do not forgive them. Enter into the rock, and hide in the dust, from the terror of the Lord, and the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of a man shall be humbled, the haughty men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall come upon everything proud and lofty, uplifted up, and it shall not low, like Lebanon, that are high and lifted up, and upon all the hills of Bashan, upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, upon every high tower, and upon every fortified wall, upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all the beautiful slopes. The loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be brought low. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day. But the idols he shall utterly abolish. They shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth, from the terror of the Lord and the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake the earth mightily. In that day, a man will cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made, each for himself to worship, to the moles and baths, to go into the clefts of the rock, and into the crags of the rugged rocks, from the terror of the Lord and the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake the earth mightily. Sever yourselves from such a man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for of what account is he? Chapter 3. For behold, the Lord of hosts, takes away from Jerusalem and Judah the stock and the store, the whole supply of bread and the whole supply of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, and the diviner and the elder, the captain of 50 and the honorable man, the counselor and the skillful artisan, the expert enchanter. I will give children to their princes, and babes shall rule over them. The people will be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor, towards the elder, and the base towards the honorable. When a man takes hold of his brother in the house of his father, saying, You have clothing, you be our ruler, and let these rules be under your power. In that day he will protest, saying, I cannot cure your ills, for in my house is neither food nor clothing. Do not make me a ruler of the people. For Jerusalem stumbled, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The look of their countenance witnesses against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They do not hide it. Woe to their soul, for they have brought evil upon themselves. Say to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe to the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, those who lead you cause you to err, and destroy the way of your paths. The Lord comes to plead, and stands to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the elders of his people and his princes. For you have eaten up the vineyard, the plunder of the poor is in your houses. And what do you mean by crushing my people and grinding the faces of poor, says the Lord God of hosts. Moreover, the Lord says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with outstretched necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a jingling with their feet. They will strike with the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will uncover their secret parts. In that day, they will take anklets, the pendants, the bracelets, the veils, the headdresses, the leg ornaments, and the headbands, the perfume bottles, charms, and the rings, those jewels, the festal apparel, and the mantles, the outer garments, the purses, and mirrors, the fine linen, and turbans, and the robes. And so it shall be. Instead of a sweet smell, be a stench. Instead of a sash, a rope. Instead of well-set hair, baldness. Instead of a rich robe, a garden of sackcloth, and branding instead of beauty. Your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war. Her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit on the ground. Chapter 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. In that day the branch of the Lord shall be beautiful and glorious, and the fruits of the earth shall be excellent and appealing for those of Israel who have escaped. And it shall come to pass that he who is left in Zion and remains in Jerusalem will be called holy, everyone who is recorded among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord has washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion by the Spirit of create above every dwelling place of Mount Zion and above our assemblies a cloud and a smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. Over all the glory there will be, and there will be a tabernacle for shade in the daytime from the heat, for a place of refuge, and for a shelter from storm and rain. Chapter 5. Now let me sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved within his vineyard. My well-beloved has a vineyard on a very fruitful hill. He dug it up and cleared out its stones and planted it with the choicest vine. He built a tower in its midst and also made wine in it. So he expected it to bring forth wild grapes. What more could have been done to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Why then, when I expected it to bring forth good grapes, it did bring forth grapes? Now, please let me tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away its hedge, and it shall be burned, and bring down its walls, and it shall be trampled down. I will lay it shall not be or done. But there shall come up bears and thorns. I will also command the clouds, that they rain no rain on it. For the vines of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah are his pleasant. He looked for justice, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry for help. Woe to those who join till there is no place, they dwell alone in the midst of the land. In my hearing, the Lord of hosts said, truly, Many houses shall be desolate and beautiful ones without inhabitants. For 10 acres of vineyard shall yield one bath, and a homer of seed shall yield one. Woe to those who rise early in the morning, that they may follow intoxicating drink, who continue until night, till wine inflames them, the harp and the strings, the tambourine and the flute, and wine are in their feasts. But they do not regard the work of the Lord, nor consider the operation of his hands. Therefore my people have gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge. Their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore Sheol has enlarged itself, and opened its mouth beyond measure. Their glory and their multitude, and their pomp, and he who is jubilant shall descend into it. People shall be brought down, each man shall be humbled. The eyes of the lofty shall be humbled, but those shall be exalted in judgment. And God who is holy shall be hallowed in righteousness. Then the lambs shall feed in their pasture, and in waste places the fat ones strangers shall eat. Woe to those who draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as if with a cat rope, that say, let him make speed, and hasten his work, that we may see it. And let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw near and come, that we may know it. Woe to those who call evil good, and good evil, who put darkness for light, and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe to men mighty at drinking wine. Woe to men valiant for mixing intoxicating drink, who justify the wicked for a bribe, and take away justice from the righteous man. Therefore, as the fire devours the stubble, and the flame consumes the chaff, so their roots will be as rottenness, and their blossom will ascend like dust, because they have rejected the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore, the anger of the Lord is aroused against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them, and stricken them, and the hills trembled. Their carcasses were as refuse in the midst of the streets. For all his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. He will lift up a banner to the nations from afar, and will whistle to them from the end of the earth. Surely it shall come with speed, swiftly. No one will be weary or stumble among them. No one will slumber or sleep, nor will the belt of their loins be loosed, nor the strap be broken, whose arrows are sharp, and all their bows bent. Their horses' hoofs will seem like flint, and their wheels like a whirlwind. Their roaring will be like a lion. They will run like the young lions. Yes, they will run and lay hold of the prey. They will carry it away safely, and no one will deliver. In that day, they will run against them like the and if one looks to the land, sorrow, and light is darkened by the clouds. Chapter 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. So I said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I will dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphims flew to me, having in his hand a live coal, which he had taken with the tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth with it and said, Behold, this has touched your lips. Your iniquity is taken away, and your sin. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord say, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here I am, send me. And he said, go and tell these people, keep on hearing, but do not understand. Keep on seeing, but do not perceive. Make the heart of these people dull, and their heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and return and be healed. Then I said, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities are laid waste, and without inhabitants, the houses are without a man, the land is utterly desolate. The Lord has removed men far away, and the forsaken are many in the midst of the land. But yet a tent will be in it, and will return and be for consuming, as a terebinth tree or as an oak, whose stump remains when it is cut down. So the holy seed shall be its stump. Chapter 7. Now it came to pass in the day of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up to Jerusalem to make war against it, but could not prevail against it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria's forces are deployed in Ephraim. So his heart and the heart of his people were moved, as the trees of the woods were moved with the wind. Then the Lord said to Isaiah, go out now to meet Ahaz, you and Shear-Jashub, your son, at the end of the Epidot, from the upper pole, on the highway to the fuller's field, and say to him, take heed and be quiet. Do not fear or be faint-hearted, for these two stalks of smoking firebrands, for the first anger of Rezin and Syria, and the son of Remaliah. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have plotted evil against you, saying, let us go and trouble it. Let us make a gap in its wall for ourselves, set a king over them, the son of Tabal. Thus says the Lord God, it shall not stand, nor shall it come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. Within 65 years, so that it will not be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria. You will not believe, surely you shall not be established. Moreover, spoke against Ahaz, saying, ask a sign for yourself from the Lord your God. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, nor will I test the Lord. Then he said, hear now, O house of David, is it a small thing for you to weary men? But will you weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Curds and honey he shall eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you dread will be forsaken by both her kings. The Lord will bring the king of Assyria upon you, and your people and your house. Days that have not come since the days of Ephraim departed from Judah. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord will whistle for the fire that is in the farthest part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. They will come, and all of them will rest in the desolate valleys, and in the clefts of the rock, and on all thorns, and in all pastures. In the same day, the Lord will shield with a hard razor, with those from beyond the river, with the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the legs, and will also remove the beard. It shall be in that day that a man will keep alive a young cow and 2 sheep. So it shall be from the abundance of milk they give, and it will eat curds. From curds and honey, everyone will eat who is left in the land. It will happen in that day that wherever there will be 1,000, what 1,000 shekels of silver, it will be for prayers and thoughts. With arrows and bows, men will come there, because all the land will become briars and thorns. And to any hill which could be dug with a hoe, you will not go there for fear of briars and thorns, but it will become a place for sheep to roam. Chapter 8. Moreover, the Lord said to me, take a scroll and write it with a man's pen concerning Mahashalal-Ashbaz. And I will take for myself faithful witnesses to record, Uriah the priest and Zechariah the son of Jeberechiah. Then I went to the prophetess, and she conceived and bore a son. Then the Lord said to me, call his name Mahashalal-Ashbaz, for before the child shall have knowledge to cry my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria will be taken away before the king of Assyria. And the Lord also spoke to me again, saying, inasmuch as these people refuse the waters of Shiloh to flow softly, and rejoice in Rezin and in Remaliah's son. Now therefore, behold, the Lord brings up over them the waters of the river, strong and mighty, the king of Assyria, and all his glory. He will go up over all his channels, and go over all his banks. He will pass through Judah, he will overflow and pass over. He will reach up to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings. He will fill the breadth of your land, O Emmanuel. Be shattered, O you peoples, and be broken in pieces. Give ear, all you of far countries, but be broken in pieces. Guard yourselves, but be broken in pieces. Take counsel together, but it will come to nothing. Speak the word, but it will not stand, for God is with us. For the Lord spoke thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I shall not walk in the way of this people, saying, do not say a conspiracy concerning all that these people call a conspiracy, nor be afraid of their threats, nor be troubled. The Lord of hosts, him you shall hallow. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. He will be as a sanctuary, but a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, as a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble. They shall fall and be broken, be snared and taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. And I will wait on the Lord, who hides his face from the house of Jacob, and I will hope in him. Here I am, and the children whom the Lord has given me. We are for signs and wonders in Israel, from the Lord of hosts, who dwells in Mount Zion. And when they say to you, seek those who are mediums and wizards, who whisper and mutter, should not a people seek their God? Should they seek the dead on behalf of the living? To the law and to the testimony, if they do not speak unto this word, it is because there is no light in them. They will pass through that pressed and hungry. And it shall happen, when they are hungry, that they will be enraged and curse their king and their God, and look upward. Then they will look to the earth and see trouble and darkness, gloom of anguish, and they will be driven into darkness. Chapter 9. Nevertheless, the gloom will be upon her who is distressed, as when at first he highly esteemed, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. Afterward, more oppressed her. By the way of the sea, beyond the Jordan, Gentiles. The people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them a light has shined. You have multiplied the nation and increased its joy. They rejoice before you, according to the joy of harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For you have broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as on the day of Midian. For every warrior's sandal from the noisy battle, and garments rolled in blood, will be used for burning and fuel of fire. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end, upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to order it and establish it with judgment and justice, from that time forward, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent a word against Jacob, and it has done evil. All the people will know the sycamores are cut down, but we will replace them with cedars. Therefore, the Lord shall set up the adversaries against him, and spoil his enemies on, the Syrians before, and the Philistines behind. And they shall devour Israel with an open mouth. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For the people do not turn to him who strikes them, nor do they seek the Lord of hosts. Therefore, the Lord will cut off head and tail from Israel, palm branch and bulrush in one day. The elder and honorable, he is the head. The prophet who teaches lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and those who are led by them are destroyed. Therefore the Lord will have no joy in their young men, nor have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaks folly. All this is not turned away, but it is stepped out still. For wickedness burns as the fire. It shall devour the breath and thorns, and kindle in the thickets of the forest. They shall mount up like rising smoke through the wrath of the Lord of hosts. The land is burned up, and the people shall be as full for the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. He shall devour on the left hand and not be satisfied. Every man shall eat the flesh. Manasseh shall devour Ephraim, and Ephraim Manasseh. Together they shall be against Judah. For all his anger is not burned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Chapter 10. Woe to those who do unrighteous decrees, who write misfortune, which they have prescribed, to rob the needy of justice, and to take what's right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. What will you do in the day of punishment, and in the desolation which will come from afar? To whom will you flee, and where will you leave your glory? Without me they shall bow down among the prisoners, and they shall fall among the slain. For all his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Woe to Assyria, the rod of my anger, and the staff in his hand is my indignation. I will send him against the conversion and against the people of my wrath. I will in charge to seize to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mud of the streets. Yet he does not mean so, nor does his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy, and cut off not a few nations. For he says, are not my princes altogether kings? Is not Carmel like Hamakesh? Is not Hamath like Arphad? Is not Samaria like Damascus? As my hand has found kingdoms of idols, whose carved images excelled those of Jerusalem and Samaria, as unto Samaria and her idols, shall I Jerusalem and for it shall come to pass, when the Lord has performed all his works on Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, that he will say, I will punish the fruits of the arrogant heart of the king of Assyria, and the glory of his haughty looks. For he says, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. Also I have removed the boundaries of the people, and I have robbed their treasuries. So I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. My hand has found a nest, like the riches of the people, and as one gathers eggs that are left, I have gathered all the earth. Who moved his feet? Or shall the sun exalt itself against him who soars with it? And the rod would wield itself against those who lift it up, or as if a staff would lift up as if it were not wood. Therefore, the Lord of hosts, will send cleanness among his fat ones, and under his glory he will kindle the burning, like the burning of a fire. So the light of Israel will be for fire, only one for flame. It will burn and devour his lungs and his breast in one day, and it will consume the glory of his forest and of his fruitful field, both soul and body. It will be as a sick man wastes away. Then the rest of the trees of his forest will be so few in number that the child may write them. And it shall come to pass in that day, such as have escaped them will never again be who defeated them, but will depend on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant will return, the remnant of Jacob, to the mighty God. For though your people, O Israel, be as the sand of the sea, a remnant of them will return. The destruction decreed shall overflow the hosts with a determined end in the midst of all the land. Therefore, thus says the Lord God of hosts, O my people who dwell in Zion, do not be afraid of the Assyrian. He shall strike you with a rod and lift up his staff against you in the manner of Egypt. For yet a very little while, and the indignation will cease, as will my anger in their destruction of Oreb. As his rod, so will he lift up in the manner of Egypt. And it shall come to pass in that day that his burden will be taken away from them, and his yoke from neck. He has come, he has passed Migron, O poor Anathoth. Madmenah has fled, the inhabitants of Gebim seek refuge. As yet he will remain at Nob that day. He will shake his fist at the mount of the daughter of Zion, the hill of Jerusalem. Behold, the Lord of hosts, will lop off the bow with terror. Those of high stature, and the haughty will be humbled. He will cut down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon will fall by the mighty one. Chapter 11. There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. Like the fear of the Lord shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, When he sleeps, he shall slay the wicked. Loins, and faithfulness the belt of his waist. The wolf also shall dwell in the lamb with the lamb. The leopard shall lie down with the young goat. The calf and the young lion and fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young ones shall lie down together. The lamb shall eat straw like ox. The nourished child shall play by the cobbler's hole. The weak child shall put his hand in the viper's den, but not destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of as the waters cover the sea. For the Gentiles shall seek him, and his rest pass in that day, that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time, to recover the remnants of his people who are left, from Assyria and Egypt, from Pathros and Cush, from Elam and Shinar, from Hamath and the islands of the sea. He will set up a banner for the nations, and he will assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Also the envy of Ephraim and the adversary be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not harass Ephraim. Or they shall fly down upon the shoulder of the Philistines towards the west. Together they shall plunder the people of the east. They shall lay their hand on Edom and Moab, and shall obey them. The Lord will destroy of Egypt. He will shake you and make men cross over dry. It will be a highway for the remnant of his people, who will be left from Assyria, as it was for Israel, in the day that he came up from the land of Egypt. Chapter 12. And in that day he will say, O Lord, I will praise you. Though you were angry with me, your anger is turned away, and you comfort me. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For Yah, the Lord is my strength and song, and he also has become my salvation. Therefore with joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. And in that day you will say, praise the Lord, call upon his name, declare his deeds among the people, make mention of his name, make mention that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done excellent things. This is known in all the earth. Cry out and shout, O inhabitants of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in your midst.